Some off-seasons do not scream through one giant headline. They speak through details, and this one is talking straight to Patriots fans. New England came out of the draft with 9 picks, but the undrafted class might be hiding 2 real surprises. The WR1 conversation is getting hotter. A championship corner is being mentioned as a possible answer, and Robert Spillane just gave this defense the kind of update that changes the mood. Hit that like button because today is about signals, toughness, and defending New England. Let me step away from the obvious draft spotlight because sometimes the real clue is not the name announced on stage. The Patriots drafted 9 players, then signed 11 undrafted free agents, including 4 receivers, 2 offensive linemen, and 2 cornerbacks. Some people call that camp depth. I do not. In Foxborough, those moves can become fights for jobs. In Mike Vrabel's first year, New England has already shown that when it likes an undrafted player, it puts real guarantees on the table. C.J. Dupree got $264,000. Efton Chisholm III got $259,000. Lan Larison got $175,000. None became automatic roster locks, but all 3 came in with a message attached. Cole Berto, with only $20,000 guaranteed, was gone in May. So when Tanner Arkin and Kyle Nixon arrive with serious guaranteed money, I cannot treat it like a coincidence. Arkin, the tight end from Illinois, got $272,500 guaranteed. That is the biggest UDFA number in the Vrabel era in New England, according to SpotTrack, and the 8th highest among all UDFAs. He is not here to be Travis Kelce. He is here to hit, seal the edge, sell play action near the goal line, and survive in an offense that needs physical detail. He had only 13 catches for 114 yards and 2 touchdowns last season, but a 79.5 run blocking grade and only 2 penalties tell another story. He can push C.J. Dupree and Jack Westover, and if Julian Hill or Eli Raridon has any issue, that door could open fast. Kyle Nixon is a different bet. He came from Culver Stockton, an NAIA program after starting out in baseball, and still produced like crazy. 83 catches, 1,282 yards, and 12 touchdowns in 11 games. The year before, he had 1,112 yards and 12 touchdowns. At 6'2", 220 pounds with a 4.50 range 40 and a 94th percentile athletic profile by RAS, he is not just a camp body. If the receiver room changes because of a possible A.J. Brown arrival, or if Kayshon Boutte or Pop Douglas gets moved, Nixon could go from interesting name to quiet threat. Winning rosters are also built by finding value where everyone else keeps walking. And then the conversation gets bigger because when Mike Reese talks like this, Patriots fans need to listen. Reese did not treat A.J. Brown like some random off-season fantasy. He looked at the draft, looked at both teams, and basically said it would be naive to ignore the signs. New England did not draft a wide receiver. Philadelphia traded up for one. When 2 decisions fit like that, this stops feeling like noise and starts feeling like groundwork. On 98.5 The Sports Hub, Reese said that if the Patriots entered the season with this current receiver group, the question would become way too heavy. He also said that in his view, even though he does not know for sure, New England and the Eagles seem to have a general framework of a deal in mind and operated like it is going to happen. Both teams may understand that after June 1, Philadelphia can split the remaining dead cap charge. And here is the part that hits Patriots fans in the gut: the price. Adam Schefter projected that the Patriots would send a 2028 first-round pick to the Eagles. Reese pushed back on that exact idea. Why push it to 2028? More than that, if I am New England, I start by saying a first-round pick is too rich. That is not fear. That is serious negotiating. The Patriots need a WR1, yes. Drake Maye deserves a weapon who changes coverage and brings immediate respect to the offense. But need cannot become a blank check. A.J. Brown is 28 and turns 29 on June 30th. He may not be at the absolute peak of his career anymore, but he is still a true number 1. Last season, he had 78 catches, 1,003 yards, and 7 touchdowns. That still changes a room. And if New England already brought in Romeo Doubs, if Kyle Williams, Efton Chisholm, Mac Hollins, Pop Douglas, Kayshon Boutte, and others are fighting to survive, Brown arriving would reorganize everything. The Patriots spent too long trying to fix the offense with patches and hope. If the chance to put Brown in Foxborough is really moving toward June, they have to be firm, creative, and aggressive. This is about giving Drake Maye a weapon that forces the league to respect this offense. But fixing the offense does not end the concerns. If A.J. Brown becomes real, Mike Vrabel's next headache is clear: cornerback. Zachary Perellis of CBS Sports pointed to L'Jarius Sneed as the best available name for New England, and I get it. Christian Gonzalez is special, but he still has not played all 17 games in a season. Carlton Davis did that for the first time only last year. For a defense that wants January football, outside depth is protection against bad luck. Sneed had a frustrating run in Tennessee. After winning 2 Super Bowls with Kansas City, he got a $76 million deal from the Titans, with more than $51 million guaranteed, but quad and thigh injuries wrecked the plan. He played only 12 games in 2 years with 49 tackles, 3 passes defended, and no interceptions. You cannot ignore that. But you also cannot erase the player he was in Kansas City. In 2023, Sneed had 78 combined tackles, 5 tackles for loss, 14 passes defended, and 2 interceptions. He is covered in big games and executed in a championship defense. New England added Kindle Vildor, drafted Karan Prunty in the 5th round, and still has Marcus Jones, Brandon Crossley, Charles Woods, Marcellus Dial Jr., and Kobe Minor in the mix. But if Sneed is healthy, he raises the ceiling of that rotation. The question is trust. Do you want to rely only on youth and bets, or add one more tested veteran when the game gets tight? Then comes the update that may look smaller at first, but hits differently if you follow this defense closely. Robert Spillane did not need surgery. To me, that is real relief. The Patriots can chase outside names and dream big on offense, but Spillane has become part of the emotional backbone. During the first half of the 2025 season, he was almost made of iron. Captain, defensive signal caller, 3-down linebacker, on the field for more than 95% of the snaps before the Week 14 bye. Then came the foot and ankle issues, 4 missed games, a playoff return, another hit in the AFC Championship game, and somehow he still played in the Super Bowl against Seattle. He played all 72 defensive snaps in that 29-13 loss. It hurts to remember, but it says a lot about the player. Now hearing him say there was no surgery changes the tone of the offseason. Spillane said he is taking care of his body. The weight room has a great plan, and he is continuing to progress. That is not empty talk. For a linebacker who led the Patriots with 97 tackles in the regular season and added 18 more in the postseason, any positive sign matters. And I like the way he talked about injuries. No drama, no self-pity. He said players sign up to get hurt and put their bodies on the line. That is heavy, but that is pure football. That is leadership. It is not just wearing the C on the jersey. It is carrying responsibility when your body fails and still protecting the confidence of your teammates. So I want to hear from the community. With Spillane healthy and taking part in voluntary workouts, do you see this defense ready to keep an elite standard, or is one more piece still missing at the second level? Because if he is right, New England gets communication, toughness, and calm. When you put it all together, today's story is about a Patriots team trying to create margin everywhere. Margin at the bottom with Arkin and Nixon. Margin at the top of the offense with A.J. Brown. Margin in the secondary with Sneed. Margin in the heart of the defense with Spillane avoiding surgery. That matters because for too long, New England felt like a roster with no room to miss. If one piece went down, the plan bent out of shape. If the defense had to carry everything, the season became survival. Now you can see an attempt to build layers. Arkin matters on 3rd and 1. Nixon can force a conversation in August. Brown would be an offensive statement. Sneed would be insurance against the wear of a long season. Spillane reminds us that leadership also needs a body that responds. What I do not want to see anymore is the Patriots living with only one answer for every question. They need Plan A, Plan B, and somebody kicking the door down on Plan C in practice. That is how competitive franchises protect themselves, with smart redundancy. Vrabel seems to know that if you want heavy football in December, you build resistance in April, May, and June. So the emotion here is not blind hype. It is hope with clenched teeth. Off-season promises do not win Sundays, but these signs matter. Foxborough needs to become a place where opportunity turns into pressure, and pressure turns into production. New England cannot live on endless patience anymore. I like the signals with the UDFAs. I want aggression on A.J. Brown. I think Sneed is a valid swing if the body responds. And I see Spillane as essential to the soul of this defense. To me, the Patriots have to attack this offseason like they know Drake Maye cannot wait forever. If you want a bolder Foxborough too, subscribe to the channel. We hold this team accountable because we believe, and we defend it because that jersey still carries weight.